Hi guys, welcome to Youldon waters on a lovely summer's day. Not too warm, about 18 degrees, bit of a breeze making it a little bit awkward. And what I'm doing, I'm fishing the near margin here on the edge of some lily pads. Fishing at the top of the margin line where it's about 3.5 foot deep. Go a foot further out, it's 4.5 foot deep. And what I'm using is this is my margin rig here. I've got on there 3.5 pound line, hook length to a size 14 silverfish pellet Drennan. My main line then is 4 pound Guru Engage, and then I've got a 0.1 of a gram, I think it is, Rizov margin float. It's a very small float, very short. If I can just get it on camera, get the hook out of my finger first, that'd help. And that's the float. Yeah, small little margin dibber. Works great for down these near margins. In the top kit, in the margin kit, I've got a 13s hybrid elastic, Preston slick. Brilliant elastic, I have to say, the hybrids. Just because down here in this margin rig, I'm just going to put in now, just give me a moment. In this margin, I am fishing right on the edge of a few lily pads, and there's a root system as well of a couple of trees that are on the banking. So I need that little bit of gruff from the 13 to be able to turn them straight out when I hit them, because the crucians, yeah, they're average of about a pound, pound and a half, up to 2 pound plus. There's even 3s in here. And then there's tench down there as well, and the tench are between 2 and 5 pound, you know. When you hit them, you need that little bit of gruff to get them out of that root system before they can get into it. But so far so good. I've just had a few crucians, no tench as of yet, a couple of skimmers, a couple of small perch. I'm keeping my eyes open around me because the roach are active near the surface. Ooh, there's something just swirling around my float then. And later on in the evening, if they are active near the surface, I'm going to set up the shallow rig and start pimping in maggot and see if I can get some roach, because some beautiful roach in this lake, beautiful roach. Last time I fished it here, in fairness, I had 12 of them over a pound, which is fantastic. I've not had a day like that in years. So you never know, maybe get a few more of them in the evening. We'll see how we go on that. At the moment, down this near margin, like I say, I've got another line that I'm keeping baited up, which is straight out in front of me, top 2 plus 2. That's on the match kit because it's open water out there. That's got a number 8 hybrid elastic, again Preston, and that wangs out all over the place. It's a bit finicky when I get the tench close to the platform, but nothing you can't really handle, you know. If you let them fight it out there and then net them, you're alright. Most fish coming out on, at the moment, on the 6mm Robin Red soft hookers by Dynamite. I had a few on Fuka White, the 2-in-1s, and of course if I put the magwars on, getting fish all the time on the magwars. Oh, there we go, we're in. Ding ding ding, fighting like a little crucian. Feeling like one of the smaller ones is. Great fight though, they really do. Whee! Yeah, nice little crucian. Getting netted. See if he's camera shy. I doubt he is. Put the top tip down a minute. Right, get the fishy. Get the hook just there in the top of the lip. Hey, there's a crewy. Hey, beautiful fish. Lovely crucian, lovely golden colour. Beautiful. They really are. You can always tell the crucians from the shape of the tail and the colour of them, from a hybrid of an F1 or anything. Definitely not an F1. And yeah, lovely, good fighting fish, even at that size. And they do get bigger. I've had much bigger than that in here. That's a good one there, just straight off on the camera. Just put another pellet on. All I'm doing, just in case people are unfamiliar with how you hook pellets, you can hook them any way you want. I tend to put them on the round side to the hook, so it's almost like you roll them onto the hook. Some people put them through the flat top or bottom of the pellet, but I tend to roll them on because I just think they sit better when they're like that. It's only, like I say, it's a very close margin. I'm only using the top two plus one, but you've got to be at the top of the margin depth, you know, where it shelves off. You've got to be at the top of the shelf. If you're not at the top of the shelf, they don't want to know, really. They tend to shy off it if you go down to the deeper part. So the way I've got it set up, I've got my bottom shot on the hook length, so that if I'm off that shelf and going down it, the bottom shot comes off the bottom and it will actually sink my float. It's overweighted slightly. So that's the way I have it set up. That way I know if I'm just gone a bit too far. Oh, I missed it. It's active anyway, and they're bubbling away down there. They really are bubbling away. I need my glasses, I think. I can't see me long. Hopefully the fishies can't see it either. Let's get another pellet on and get down there again. It's great when it's fishing this close to hand because it's dead quick. You know, you can get in and out really quick. You're not missing out on too much when it comes to the fishies. Mark. Always spot yourself a marker. I've got a branch off a tree that's going into the water there, and I'm lining up the float and the tip of the pole with it every time. So if I'm not in line with it, then I'm not in line by a mere an inch. There we go. There's a bite straight away just as I was putting in some bait. Now this is fighting more like a roach. It is a roach. Not one of the big roach, but it's a roach. You're a skinny bugger. I'd almost call it an eye, you know, it's that slim. Little roach. Don't get them often on the pellet. But I'm not going to say no, I like catching roach. And go again. Another one in there. A few pellets down there again. Just keep fishies down there. Down. Putting in a bit of bait. When you keep seeing me bending over, I'm reaching for me bait just to put in a couple of nuggets of bait. There we go. That should keep them happy and grubbing around. What I'll do now is, you see, if it goes quiet at all for a few minutes, it's just put in a bit more bait and then go out to me middle line, you know, out into the 2+2 area. There's a few bubbles coming up out in that line as well, so they're grubbing out down there as well. But I love fishing this near margin because you tend to get, for some reason, the bigger crucians down on the margin. Maybe it's just how they roam, it's how they feed, it's where they feel more safe, I don't know. I'm not a fish. But do tend to get the bigger ones down there. If they're hungry. Sometimes they're just not hungry. But today they've been obliging, and very obliging so far. Oops, that was a touch. Just going to hang fire a minute, see can we get another one. Tell you what, I can tell what the roach are feeding on. There's that many flies and gnats around. It's definitely what they're coming up in the water for. Definitely. And then left it now. No more touching. Just gonna, because of that bite, I'm just gonna check my bait, so I'm just gonna do a quick lift and drop. Yeah, bait's still on. And it dropped back down again, nice and slow. Sometimes you'll notice when you do that, dropping up, like lifting up and down and dropping your bait down, you get a bite almost, you know, instantaneous as soon as it either gets to the bottom or, if you're up in the water, to the feeding zone. And it's quite rewarding really, so it always pays every now and then just to do a little lift and drop. You know, and if you have got them feeding on the deck, good and solid, a lift and drop of just a few inches, just giving it literally a 6 to 8 inch drop, can work wonders. Because every now and then your bait might get covered over by a little bit of foliage that's dead on the, you know, on the bottom down there, decomposing, or covered in silt. So just giving it that little lift and that makes it more visible as it drops back down again. You can make the fish spot it and have a chow down as they do. Just gonna see what goes on. Oops, that was a bite. Very quick bite then. Oh, again, another quick bob. Very rapid bite that. The question is it a small fish or is it a line bite? It's very hard to tell when you're fishing so tight up on a margin. Yeah, well, those few quick knocks and then they've stopped again now. Why that happens, obviously they're not that keen on it, or it's a smaller fish and it can't fit the pellet in its mouth, just having a peck. Or they're just going past it. And you're getting the odd liner, you know. They're definitely down there though. Like you see, I've just had a crucian and a roach for you there straight off. I'm gonna... bubbling away down there again, all around the float. It's like a jacuzzi just gone off, or someone boiling a kettle. Oh, missed it. Never mind. Right, I'll leave you there and might do another video in a bit, show you how it's going. Alright, tight lines lads, take care.